Have you ever just wished you could hit a reset button on your life? You know, start fresh? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're looking at a pretty powerful framework that says you can do just that in only 30 days. It's all based on this book by Jim Garrett Hart called The 30-Day Life Reset. So, does this sound familiar at all? You have that nagging feeling, right? Where you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, but somehow you just keep falling back into the same old patterns. It's maddening. It feels like you're stuck in this loop and you just can't find the exit. And yeah, this image, it just nails that feeling, doesn't it? That constant internal battle. You've got the stormy, reactive part of you going up against that calm, focused side you want to be. But here's a thought. What if winning this fight has nothing to do with being tougher or just gritting your teeth and trying harder? This is where things get really interesting. The book drops this total game changer of an idea. Your habits, they're not a moral failing. They're not a sign that you're weak. They're just a program, a hidden program your brain is running on autopilot to save energy. And the best part about any program? It can be rewritten. Okay, so if we're going to rewrite this program, we first have to understand how it actually works, right? So let's dive into our first section, your brain's hidden program. So it turns out at the heart of every single habit you have, the good, the bad, all of them, is this thing called the habit loop. Think of it like your brain's energy saving mode. It's smart, actually. It puts all these repeated things on autopilot so it has more bandwidth to focus on new stuff. And this loop, it's actually super simple when you break it down. It's got three parts. First, there's the cue. That's the trigger, the thing that kicks it all off. That cue then leads to the routine, which is the action you take. And finally, the big one, the reward. That reward is what tells your brain, hey, that felt good. Let's remember to do that again. And boom, the habit gets locked in. Okay, but here is the really, really good news. This is where it all gets so exciting. There's this incredible concept called neuroplasticity. And all that means is that your brain can literally form new connections, new pathways at any age. Seriously, you are not stuck. You can intentionally build brand new behaviors just by repeating them until they become the new autopilot. All right, so we know our brains can be rewired. That's huge. But how? How do we actually do it? Well, that's where the book's plan comes in. It lays out this super clear 4-week map to guide us through the whole thing. It's all broken down into these 4 phases, one for each week. So week 1 is all about awareness. You're just going to become a detective and spot your triggers. Then week 2, you move into installation. This is where you start putting in the new habit. Week 3 is all about reinforcement, making it stick and building that momentum. And then week 4, that's the final piece. It's called integration, and it's where the habit starts to become a part of who you are. Okay, so having a map is great, but you can't go on a journey without some gear, right? You need the right tools. So let's get into the toolkit for change, the practical stuff from the book that actually makes this whole reset possible. Listen up, because this might be one of the single most powerful tools in the whole book. It's called the 2-minute rule, and the idea is just, it's brilliant. You take any new habit you want to build, and you shrink it down until it takes 2 minutes or less to start. That's it. It's this simple little trick that sneaks past your brain's alarm system that goes off whenever you try to do something big and scary. So what does that look like? Well, instead of the goal being go for a run, your goal is just put on my running shoes. That's it. Instead of read more, it's read 1 page. The point isn't to trick yourself. The point is that the real goal is just mastering the art of showing up. Because once you've started, momentum is a powerful thing. It almost always takes over. Another huge tool is designing your environment. You want to set yourself up for success, right? The book calls this reducing friction. Basically, you make the good habits super easy and the bad habits kind of hard. So if you want to work out, you lay your clothes out the night before. 0 friction in the morning. Want to eat healthier? Don't hide the fruit in a drawer. Put it right on the counter. The whole idea is just to make the right choice the easiest choice. And this quote, this really gets to the absolute heart of the whole thing. Discipline is not about being strong, it's about being structured. You see, the goal isn't to become some kind of willpower superhero. It's to build a system, a structure around you that makes the good choices almost effortless. That way, you don't even have to use your willpower, which, let's be honest, we all know runs out. So all these tools, all these strategies, they're all leading us somewhere. They're leading to the final and honestly probably the most important part of this whole reset. This is where it gets deep. It's about shifting from just doing a habit to actually becoming a different kind of person.
You see, the book makes this amazing point that identity isn't something you just decide on. It's something you have to build with evidence. And here's how you do it. Every single time you do that tiny 2-minute habit, you're casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. You're literally proving to your own brain, one little action at a time, that, hey, I am the kind of person who follows through.
What you're really doing is rewriting those old, limiting stories we all tell ourselves. You know the ones. So instead of that old track playing in your head that says, I always quit, you're replacing it with a new one. I am someone who follows through. It's not about being perfect. It's about being in the process of becoming. That is your new identity, and it's way more powerful. And really, this quote from Robert Collier just sums it all up perfectly. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. It's not about one giant heroic leap. Real, lasting change. It comes from all those tiny, almost invisible things you do again and again, day after day. So, I want to leave you with the main metaphor from the book, because it's so good. Think of it like this. You're building a new life, and you're building it one solid brick at a time. So the question isn't, how am I going to build this whole mansion tomorrow? No. The only question that really matters is this. What is the one brick you're going to lay today?